Coming to you direct from Silencer Shop Studios, home of the Glass Case of Emotion.
SilencerShop.com, the easiest way to buy silencers online, period.
Stand by for education, enlightenment, enjoyment, and entertainment.
He's not here to talk about your feelings. He's not here to say what you want to hear. He's here to say what needs to be said.
Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, please welcome your host, the pimp hand of America, Professor Paul Markle.
Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy do. I am the pimp hand of America, and we are here at Student of the Gun University on the sunny Gulf Coast of Mississippi. Can you hear me okay in there? Because it seems like my microphone's not loud enough. My level's good, buddy? All right. Jared's checking my levels over there. He's on the outside of the glass case of emotion, but I'm on the inside of it. And today it's probably a good thing that I'm on the inside of the glass case of emotion, because I am going to be dealing with lies and deceit and deception from the big media. But you're like, what, Paul? I don't believe that. My neighbors don't believe it. My neighbors believe that everything on CNN is 100% gospel truth, and they tell me so every day. We're going to give you a little bit of ammunition today. When the next time you talk to your liberal neighbor or your liberal relative, and they think, "Oh, if it wasn't on the media, well, it wouldn't be true," or "I didn't see it on TV, so it must not have happened." Yeah, exactly. It's a Tuesday, and because it's a Tuesday, what's Tuesday? Well, Tuesday here, the last couple of months or so, has been more than that, hasn't it, Jared? It's been going all the way back to, geez Louise, I think January. But how long have we been doing the Silencer Shop Quiet Times? I don't know. It's been a while.
January?
Has it been January?
Question mark?
I can't remember. All I know is that we are doing it, and we have been doing it. So we're going to bring you a little bit of quiet time today for our Silencer Shop moment. But as you know, now you're hearing this on a Tuesday, and I'm hoping that most of you, or at least a good percentage of you, will be able to join us in Louisville, Kentucky, at the NRA Annual Meeting 2016 this year. If you're within driving distance, drive over. And you say, well, is it open to the public? Well, kinda. It's open to the public that are NRA members. So, well, I'm not an NRA member. Well, if you want to go to the show, actually, the truth of the matter is this. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. If, for whatever reason, you're not an NRA member, and whatever, you're an American, do what you want to do, but you want to attend the show, you're like, you guys keep talking about this, and I hear it's a pretty big deal. It is kind of a BFD, isn't it, Jared? It's a BFD.
Of course, we're going to be there.
So, even if you're not an NRA member and you don't want to be one, go. Show up, sign up, get a 1-year membership, and that'll get you entrance to the show for the whole weekend. And even if you don't do anything else, it's worth the price of admission. I mean, think about it. If someone said for $50 you could buy a ticket to attend all 4 days of the SHOT Show, would you do that? Would you spend the $50 and get a 4-day or 5?
I think a 1-year membership's only $25.
Yeah, I don't even know what it is, but whatever it is, you spend that, you get access to the show, and you get to. There's going to be people from the industry, obviously a lot more than us, but obviously, and our friends will be there. I know EJ is going to be there, right? We need to confirm where he's going to be and when he's going to be. James will be walking around. EJ will be walking around. Lots of industry professionals will be there. And you can see them all. The people that you see on TV. The Julie Gollubs. And I know she'll be there with a great big smile on her face, because that's just the way she is. I don't think I've ever seen her without a smile on her face.
I haven't either.
You know why that might be, though?
No. Nope, not going to let you say it. I'm muting your microphone right now.
No, I was just going to say that I've never seen her without a smile on her face. Because when I see her, she sees me. We're in the same place as each other, and it makes her happy, and she smiles. That's all I was going to say.
Yeah, I know.
So there you have it. All right. The Duracoat Gun Tat contest. What is a gun tat? Well, it's basically, for you technical-minded people, it's a stencil. And you put it on your gun or whatever, I don't care. Put it on your kitchen door or your refrigerator or whatever, and Duracoat it, and then you peel it off. The cool thing about the gun tats is you can use them twice. Once as a positive and once as a negative. So that's kind of cool. How do you get them? Well, you go to LauerWeaponry.com, or if you're a hip cat, how can they get it from the mobile app, Jared? Is there a way for them to do that?
Yeah, you download the Student of the Gun mobile app from your iTunes phone, your Apple phone, or your anything that's on Google Play. You can get it from the Google Play Store as well. Click on the Gun Tat tab. It'll take you directly to LauerWeaponry.com, where you can purchase the Gun Tat. It's only $5, so get one of those.
And do a cool project.
Yeah, do a cool project.
Take a picture of it.
Yep.
Post it on social media. Tag it Student for Life. And
FOR, Student for FOR.
Student, FORLIFE, in case you didn't know how to spell that. And at the end of this month, at the end of May, Jared says it's Memorial Day weekend, we're going to choose the coolest, neatest, most interesting one, contact you, and have you come on the radio and tell everybody all about it. How's that sound? Sound like a winner? All right, so Duracoat, you can get Duracoat from LauerWeaponry.com, or you can go over to Brownells at Brownells.com and shop for all things gun-related, ammo, magazines, scopes, optics, whatever. You know, it's your world. I'm just living in it. Even if you don't have a gun, Brownells.com has something for you. Oh, and this is a quick reminder. If you are going to be at the NRA annual meeting, you know who's going to be there? Well, Duracoat will be there, and Brownells will be there, and Frog Lube, and Crossbreed, and so forth. And it might be nice if you went into their booth and said, hey, thank you for sponsoring Student of the Gun, because without you, they wouldn't have all those cool black carbon steel microphones and pop filters and stuff like that. So if you have the opportunity, tell them thanks. And if you're not going to the show, get them up on their Facebook pages and thank them there. How's that sound?
It sounds like a plan.
Attention, new listeners. We produced a free training video series called 7 Training Tips That Could Save Your Life. We want you to have access to this life-saving information. Get instant access now at studentofthegun.com. Do you watch Student of the Gun TV, read the blog, and follow us on Facebook? If you answered no to any of those questions, you are wrong, but you can easily fix yourself. Go to studentofthegun.com to find everything SOTG.
All right. Now, if you want to be healthy, you want to be more fit, you want to be more active, and who doesn't? Well, some people don't. Some people are happy to be couch potatoes. And, you know, hey, like I said, this is America. You can do whatever you want. But let's say that you listened to Friday's show and you decided that rather than just thinking about it, you're going to start acting. All right. Go to SWATfuel.com. Actually, go to SWATfuelstore.com. And pick yourself up some SWAT Fuel, 9mm plus P, the regular 9mm fat burner, or the 40 cal multivitamin. And when you do that, use the promo code SOTG2015, and you're going to save yourself some cash. Now, Frog Lube, it's green, it's minty fresh, it works on guns, it works on knives, it works on, well, pretty much anything. You know, hey, the sky's the limit. You can put it on your steel drum, put it on your hinges, I don't care. But check them out.
Don't forget that May 21st is the day that SWAT Fuel is picking their winners for the Indy 500. So if you need to, obviously you do need to, but if you want to win these tickets for the 100th anniversary of the Indy 500, I can't talk right now. I need some water.
I'll talk some more and you can have water.
Yeah, if you guys want to win tickets to the Indy 500, it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing since it's the 100th anniversary. Then go to SWATfuelstore.com, use the promo code SOTG2015 to save some money on your order. And anybody that's ordered within, I think it's the last 30 days. So from
it's up till the
April 21st to May 21st, probably.
There you go.
But yeah, if you have an order in from now until May 21st, then you'll be good.
All right. Now, let's not forget about our friends at Crossbreed Holsters. Crossbreed Holsters, the makers of the Super Tuck Deluxe, also known on the Student of the Gun radio program as the Bruce Jenner Commemorative. Check those guys out, and make sure that if you're at NRA, you give them a thanks and a hearty hi-ho silver.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Das geht an die Oma des letzten Propheten Mohammed sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ich bin Allah so dankbar, ein Muslim sein zu dürfen. Das geht an die Oma, wir sind die Oma. Check das aus. Bismillah, Islam ist die Wahrheit. Wir folgen
Woo, you know. If you're a student of the gun, you know that is the Religion of Peace update theme mixed for you by DJ Jazzy Jared. And the only place you're going to get that is here. You will get it nowhere else. And if you hear that Religion of Peace update theme mixed mastered like that, it's because someone stole it. So you let them know. All right. On Friday, we spent some time talking and discussing with our grad program members about the recent stabbing attacks, knife attacks by lone crazy whack job people on innocent people, not using guns, but knives. And we were just waiting for the call for more like reasonable knife control and what have you. But as I was researching on Friday, I was doing research for the show, and I was looking for a photo of the terrorist, the Islamic terrorist that committed this act in Germany. He went to a train station early in the morning, took a knife, started screaming "Aloha snack bar, death to infidels," and hacking and stabbing people. So, well, what did I do? I did what every human being on planet Earth does, except the Amish. I went to a search engine and I typed in German train attacker. And guess what I got? I got tons and tons of photographs of the after action. I got lots of pictures of the train station, of police tape, of crime scene investigators standing around. The one thing I could not find was an actual picture of the terrorist that committed the crime. And I'm on the story right now from NBCnews.com. NBCnews.com. German train station attack, deadly stabbing spree near Munich. And so the top photo, well, it's a link to a video. Okay, German train attack, 1 dead, several injured. All right. Then you go down and there's a map of Germany in case you didn't know where it was. Okay, well, that's good. And then there's another link. Okay, and I go down. Then there's another picture of the platform, the train station platform with "Do Not Cross Polizei" tape on it. Okay, there you go. And then there's another one of some crime scene investigators mopping up blood and taking notes. But nowhere in here is a photograph of the perp, of the dude. And you're like, well, maybe the dude's at large and they don't have him. They're like, no, actually they do. He's in custody. Why is there no photo of him? I don't know. That's a good question, Paul. Now, here, and it says the witnesses, there was lots of witnesses, so they couldn't keep this quiet. Unfortunately for the mass media that wants to keep us basically in the dark, it says the witness said the suspect was screaming "Aloha snack bar," and authorities later said there is no known link to a terrorist organization. Well, what link do we... So they don't have emails and texts from Baghdad or from Iran or Tehran telling this guy to go do it. So there's no link. Oh, well, I guess we don't need to be afraid now, do we? Then it says the German-born 27-year-old, who was not immediately identified, was arrested after the incident in Gröfing, a suburb 25. And authorities say he was armed with a 4-inch knife. Now, riddle me this, Batman. Jared, if he's under arrest...
Is that a high-capacity knife?
It might be. It might be a high-capacity knife. It's an assault knife. And, Batman, riddle me this. So they have this turd in custody. They were able to determine that he is German-born. Now, how are they able to determine that? I'm guessing that they had to have some type of an identification process. How do you know someone is 27 years old and they were born in Germany, but you don't have their name readily available? Does that not strike you as strange? So who is not immediately identified. Well, why? Do you think if he was a neo-Nazi skinhead or a Jew or a Christian and he would have went on a rampage and they had him in custody, do you think we'd have a photograph of him? Do you think we'd have their name? I bet you we would. You're like, oh, Paul, you're just being paranoid, man. You're just trying to say that the media is trying to keep us in the dark here. No, I'm giving you an example. When every time there's a mall attack or a church attack or a whatever in the United States, if, like, look at the movie theater, that whack job guy in the movie theater, the thing at Connecticut, Sandy Hook, the Denver movie theater. Within hours of the incident, those goofballs' faces were everywhere. Were they not, Jared? Everywhere.
Yeah.
But you type in the words German train attack or Munich train attack, and I couldn't find a photo of the perpetrator. That's interesting. Oh, and they didn't release his name either. I guess they want to protect his identity because why? Why would you want to protect the identity of a lunatic, a whack job that runs down a train platform screaming aloha snack bar, stabbing people? What do you think might be the motivation there? Is there any motivation, or it just might be a coincidence? Maybe they don't know his name and there's no picture available. That could be. I'm going to go with that because I'm an idiot.
That's interesting. That they would, like you said, they knew that he was German-born and 27 years old. However, they don't have a name.
But however,
or
he's not been identified. What? Well, let's go. And this happened within 24 hours of the German attack in Grafing. The source for this is WCVB, Whiskey Charlie Victor Bravo.com. Boston's, according to them, they are Boston's news leader, Channel 5. All right, well, Channel 5, let's go ahead. And I got this story because I typed in the words Boston stabbing attack. All right. 2 rampage victims ID'd as beloved teacher, widow, 80. Arthur DeRosa was suicidal and hospitalized day before the attacks, says that. So, top of the fold. You guys know what top fold means, right? All right. You know what, Jared?
Where you don't have to scroll down.
Yeah. Top of the fold means, in its newspaper lingity, means the first thing you see. All right? And so the very first thing you see is pictures of the victims. An older Caucasian woman who was 80, and an older Caucasian man who was later determined to be a school teacher who was 26. So you say, all right, well, I want to know more. I will scroll down with my little scroll button. And then they have a single picture of the very sweet lady. And I'll scroll down a little bit more. And then there's another picture of the man who was the victim. Okay, I scroll down a little more. Then I scroll down, I come up with a picture of a woman who was a restaurant worker who was also stabbed. Okay, she's not dead, but she was stabbed also. Okay, and scroll down to more. Here's a picture of the off-duty police officer who shot the bad man and made him stop trying to kill people. All right, now keep scrolling. We're almost to the bottom here. And we've got a picture of a street. Don't you love how the media takes a picture of a street, a police car, and yellow do not cross tape? Okay, we've got that. Nothing really going on there. I get all the way to the bottom and crap. I just scrolled and I just went all the way through the entire story, Jared. There's no photograph of the perp. Huh. So my search was Boston stabbing attack. And then I went and I put in Taunton, it's like Tauton, mall attack. And what I get is pictures of the victims, pictures of police tape, pictures of empty streets, pictures of do not cross. Nowhere in there is a picture of the bad guy, the guy who actually did the stabbing. So I was curious. I was like, all right, well, let me find his name. This is where you have to do the due diligence. You have to do the work. Well, his name is Arthur DeRosa. All right, so I put in, let's go ahead and I'll do it live on air. Arthur DeRosa. I put that in. And let's see what I come up with here. Aha! If you put in his name, it turns out that he is... Now, you'll have to help me with this, Jared, because even though I have my I'm not a racist certificate, does he want to be referred posthumously as a black man, as a person of color, as a Negro, or as... And he's like, oh, you just said it, didn't you? Hey, what's that college fund that was set up so that black kids can go to college for free? What's it called? The United what? Is it the United African American College Fund? I think it's called the United Negro College Fund, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. No, Mr. DeRosa was a man of color. And you say, all right, Paul, what are you trying to say? Well, I don't know. What am I trying to say here? That in the news story, there was not one single picture of the attacker. And, hey, guy, I got you. Oh, they got me, Jared. Did you know they finally got Paul? They got me with my own words. You said on your show that you don't give notoriety to these people. So maybe they're just not trying to give him notoriety.
Yeah, but when you look at other stories, other instances...
Let's go to the South Carolina... Type in the words, South Carolina church shooter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every news story leads with a photo of the Caucasian douchebag that did the shooting in the South Carolina church. You guys remember that, right? Of course you remember it, because what happened? Well, when Dylan douchebag walked into a church in South Carolina and started shooting up people, what did we get? Well, they had to find out. They searched his Facebook page. They searched his social media. They searched his house. They wanted to know what books he read. I probably didn't read books. They wanted to know what websites he visited. They wanted to know where he bought his clothes. Did he buy them at the Gap? I don't know. And we found out that Dylan the douchebag in South Carolina, that he owned a Confederate flag. And he was Caucasian, and the people that he killed were not Caucasian. Well, what happened, Jared? The world, the United States of America, imploded. From sea to shining sea, coast to coast, we were told, we have to have a dialogue about racism in America. It's time. It is time to remove the Confederate flag. It's time to ban it. It's time to pass laws. And then they went even more crazy. Even more crazy. Then they decided that not only do they need to ban and pass laws prohibiting ownership, purchase, use, display of a Confederate battle flag, not only that, but now we need to go coast to coast, north to south, removing statues of Confederate leaders, generals, anybody that had anything to do with the Confederacy in the United States of America. We have to erase that from history. Why? What was the impetus? The impetus was because a white boy walked into a church with black people and started shooting.
Literally, that's how this first story that comes up is from CBS News, actually. The first story that comes up, the first sentence is, a white man opened fire in historic black church in Charleston, South Carolina.
White man opens fire, black church, racism in America. Comrade Barry knocked over little old ladies to get to a microphone. Like Like kids on crutches were knocked aside so that politicians could rush microphones and scream for more tolerance. And this just shows that America is racist. And you need to be ashamed. So here we are in May of 2016, and a man of color goes on a stabbing spree, goes on a murder spree, multiple places, and the two people that were killed were whiteys. So 2 white adult humans stabbed to death, 2 separate locations by a African-American man. Where's the outrage? Where's the outrage from? Where's Comrade Barry? Did you guys... Did he leave the golf course to find a microphone and talk about how we need to examine race relations in America? Are we going to go to Arthur DeRosa's house and we're going to search his social media sites, his Facebook page? Are we going to find out what kind of flags he owned? So, Jared, should we find out if Arthur DeRosa owned a flag? And if he did, that flag needs to be banned, right? What were the favorites on his Netflix account?
Yeah.
We need to find out right freaking now what were the favorites on Arthur DeRosa's Netflix account. And whatever he was watching the week before he committed these murders, we need to ban those movies. Is that not the exact same thing? Is it not the exact same thinking when Dylan the douchebag went off and killed those people, those innocent people in South Carolina? We were told that anything he touched, anything he looked at was bad. And that was an excuse to rid the country of symbols of racism. But here we have people of different color, and like I said, we went through the entire story, the entire news story about it, about who died, how they died, where they died, all that, all the stabbing, this and this and this, and they couldn't. ABC News could, that's amazing, Jared, how I did a quick search, and within 5 seconds of putting in the perp's name, I was able to come up with a photo of him. But ABC News did a whole entire story. They couldn't find one picture of the bad guy. Is that amazing to you? They couldn't find a picture of Johnny Jihad over in Germany stabbing people up there. Couldn't find a picture of him. Heck, they couldn't even find his name. Here in the United States, in Boston, got a guy who goes on a murder spree. They can't even find a picture of him. I don't know, maybe. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. Interesting. Do you think that's interesting? Now, before we go to the quiet time moment, because I'm going to need a quiet time moment after pointing all this stuff out to you guys, I wanted you folks in the glorious states of Mississippi and North Carolina, down here in Dixie, you can breathe a sigh of relief. That's my sigh of relief. Because Stephanie, give 'em room to destroy, Rawlings Blake, the disgraced, the human disgrace that is the Baltimore mayor, has suspended all city-sponsored travel to North Carolina and Mississippi due to the state's new transgender laws. Rawlings Blake, okay, first of all, what do we know? It's a woman with a hyphenated last name. Instantly, that person is suspect. Made the announcement Tuesday in a letter to city officials. She's saying she hopes the city's efforts combined with those of other governments and companies will push North Carolina and Mississippi to change. Hey, sweetie, pumpkin, buttface, we're not changing for you. Are you kidding me? The woman who presided over multiple riots in her city, who ordered her police force to stand down so that the looters, rioters, and thugs would have, quote, room to destroy. So the people of Mississippi and North Carolina, we're supposed to change our way of thinking because Mayor Room to Destroy doesn't like it. You know what? We don't need your liberal scumbag employees here in the South. You can just stay up in Baltimore and you can sit and spin. I'm sure that the people of North Carolina and Mississippi will raise their hand and cheer with me. We don't need we don't need anybody from Maryland. We don't need anybody from Baltimore down here. Thank you very much. We have enough crooks. We don't need any more from Maryland.
Here at SilencerShop.com, we normally focus on making the world a quieter place. Not today. Rule 41F takes effect soon, making silencer ownership more complicated. The good news is SilencerShop.com can help, but don't delay. Purchase any in-stock silencer by July 6th, and Silencer Shop guarantees to get your Form 4 submitted and execute your transfer before deadline under current rules, or give you $100. The Powered by Silencer Shop guarantee. Details and restrictions at SilencerShop.com.
I'm going to be glad when that promo's over because I like the crickets. Don't you guys like the crickets? You guys do like the crickets, don't you? Oh, he said on the commercial, Jared, the 6th, and I think we were saying the 8th on the show.
Yeah, the notes that I have say two different things, so I would just get your guys' stuff in by the 6th.
There you go. Okay. All right, well, today's Quiet Time moment is brought to you by SilencerShop.com. And I am your host, Paul Markle, and we're going to talk about, one of my favorite things to talk about during quiet time is literature. It's books, because as you know, if you don't, you should perk up your ears and listen a little bit louder. But everybody who's listened to this show for more than a week knows that my quiet time, when I need some quiet time, I get something usually made out of dead tree, an actual book. And quite often, I will get a fine hand-rolled cigar and either an adult beverage or a very good cup of coffee. And I take that quiet time for me, and I read. I go and I find a place that's quiet. I sit somewhere and I read. I educate myself. I stimulate my brain. And what I like to do for you, obviously, is I like to recommend books. And the book that I'm going to recommend to you is not the typical fare. Now, I've recommended it before, but it's been a while, so I thought it would be a good time to do it. Starship Troopers by Robert A. Heinlein. And I know all of you young crumb crunchers out there in the audience are like, didn't they make a movie? Yes, they made a movie that was based upon the original novel Starship Troopers by Robert Heinlein. But you say, well, I saw the movie, so that I get it. No. Nobody. That was from some of you older guys out there. If watching the movie on Netflix is not anywhere close to reading the book. If you are a lover of liberty, if you're a patriot, if you love the United States of America as codified as a representative republic, you owe it to yourself to read the book, Starship Troopers. Jared, can we put the Amazon link in the show notes?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll have Jared, it's on Amazon, and it's the book Starship Troopers. I'm looking because I want to say the correct publication date. Now, it says the paperback was published in 1987, but I know the original publishing date was way before 1987. That's a problem when you see the paperback there. It says, but I'm telling you, folks, when you read this book, my good friend Dave Biggers, about 2 years ago, I admitted to him that I had not read it, and he smacked me up this side of the head as well as he could via the telephone. And I immediately got off the phone with him, and I ordered a copy of it, and I read it, and I was like, wow.
May 15th, 1987?
That was when the paperback was released.
Okay.
That's not the original publishing date. That's just when they released it in paperback. Because I said that to Dave. I said, oh, Dave, I said it was in 87. He goes, Paul, it was published before 87 because I read it in high school. And Dave went to high school in the 70s. So, my point is this, though. When you read this book, you're going to read it, and and obviously it's fiction. It's science fiction. But when you read the book, the problems and the issues with the society and the way the government was running things, and you're going to read it and you're going to be like, wow, this Robert Heinlein, he was pretty much a genius. He was kind of like a Nostradamus. He saw what was coming. And I believe Robert A. Heinlein is also the man who was, he has been attributed, the quote, "An armed society is a polite society," was a quote that was contributed to Robert A. Heinlein. So, ladies and gentlemen and children of all ages, your homework assignment and your quiet time moment assignment today is to pick up the book Starship Troopers by Robert A. Heinlein and read it. That is your homework assignment. All right, tomorrow, let's talk about what we're going to do tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be Wednesday, so obviously Wednesday is going to be our fitness talk. And Jared likes fitness. I hope you guys like fitness too. So we're going to have a SWAT Fuel Fitness Talk tomorrow. And then tomorrow we're going to discuss a story. It has to do with veterans. And the actual story is a couple of years old, but I believe that it has a very good message for us today. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. So remember this as I let you go and you continue to listen louder. You're a beginner once, but you should indeed be a student for life.